What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy McGamer coming at you with another video. This time shouting out the dogs that decide they can bark so loudly you could hear it throughout the house. Oh, they stopped now. Okay, thank you. Anyway, the fight between Naruto and Gaara. If you watched the last episode, okay, okay, you done? The fight with Naruto and Gaara would end up, if you watch part 2, you would know how that would have went. Not so great for Gaara, especially with chakra chain. Okay, so the dog decides he wants to be like that. Okay. Anyway, it didn't go so good for Shukaku and Gaara. We all know Gaara would not want to come back for a round 2. Not like he is going to come back from that anyway. He would not want to fight Naruto after that. So that should have already put Naruto on Kage level, but he did that in the original and wasn't Kage level, so... Naruto and the Sasuke retrieval arc, his team still gets made, even though Naruto could take on the entire Sound 4, Sasuke and Kimuraru by himself, slap on like one more person like Kabuto, and that might be a bit too much for him. But, I mean, we could just keep making Naruto busted, and plus he could just end up using the QB cloak, and then that's a different story. And Naruto still wouldn't get the curse mark, Sasuke would, even though Orochimaru sees Sasuke as less needed as Naruto as an Uzumaki. That's one. Uzumaki could take on Uchiha like it's nothing, because if they whip out the Susanoo, they could just use chakra chains, and if chakra chains are indestructible, like I say this every episode, you really can't defeat them, because that Susanoo won't do anything. Even if you were to seal it away with the Tosca blade, that rhymed, but it's not the time. Even if you were to seal it away with the Tosca blade, I mean, they could always just continue making more and more until they run out of chakra. But by then, you'll probably already be dead from having the chakra from you sucked away. Especially since the Susanoo is just basically a large amount of chakra into a freaking physical being. So, Naruto and his team still gets made, consisting of Lee, Neji. I was about to say Tenten, but I'm thinking the Team 7. So it would be Neji, Kiba, Shikamaru, and Lee and Naruto. Because the Hidden Leaf doesn't want to risk it. Especially after like one Uchiha when they got like a much more prized possession. But, I mean, we could just say that in this series, they know that if you mix the DNA of an Uchiha and an Uzumaki, not an Uzumaki, a senju, but a Uzumaki should be close enough to also make a Rinnegan, then, we probably want the Uchiha back, share one of his eyes, and have 2 Rinnegan users. So, Naruto, I mean, when they get trapped in a chakra boulder, I'm just going to call it like that, because I never remember anything whenever I start making these videos. I'll have it all planned out. Like the jutsus I was expecting to give Naruto. He's already busted enough, so I said, screw it. He doesn't need any. I could just teach him wood-style jutsus. Since Hashirama didn't know any other jutsus, just wood-style, and he was pretty busted as himself, so I don't think he really needs any other jutsus. And his wood-style would be strong enough to counter fire-style, so that's not pretty good for Sasuke, since he only knows the Chidori so far. So, I mean, the Sound 4 versus Naruto. His team is still trapped in a chakra boulder, but Naruto would end up using his chakra chains to end up taking a lot more chakra from what Jirobo was taking from them, which would end up making Jirobo faint because he wouldn't have the amount of chakra to keep the jutsu going. And so the Sound 4 would try to figure out who was the person that did that, but soon enough they would just automatically realize that Naruto's a Uzumaki, so they would know that it's him. So they would try to split up the rest of Naruto's team So that way they could all just regroup and try to gangbang on Naruto, which I'll just tell you right now won't go so good. Definitely won't go so good. It will not go good. So they would end up giving the case with Sasuke inside of it, and they would end up taking off. Sasuke still got folded in his fight with them. That's why he's still going with them, just like in canon. Because Sasuke didn't get stronger, he's gonna stay the same. So Tayuya would end up taking the case with Sasuke inside of it, and would end up taking off with the rest of the Sound 4, ending up just having to fight off Naruto and the rest of his team, which Naruto would be doing most of the work with the chakra chains and wood pillars. It would end up just trapping Jirobo with a strong enough wood style so that way he couldn't just break out of it. Like, he could lift up at least a couple tons of the earth if you saw his fight with Choji. So then his wood style would have to be strong enough to be considered, I don't know, like reinforced diamonds. So that there's no way Jirobo's getting through that. Like, he's the weakest villain of all of Naruto. And I'll just have to say that to make wood style that strong and not have trained it for so long, since he just got it during the tuning exams, and this only takes place, I would say, like a week or so. A week, a couple days passed between the tuning exam and the Sasuke retrieval arc. So, you know, he wouldn't have a super strong grip on wood style like Hashirama would, or any other senju. Tobirama and Tsunade don't count, because there's some weird ass senju that don't have wood style. So he would end up trapping Jirobo. Then those two weirdos would reinforce the bodies that I won't even remember their names because they were just so weird. I was just like, eh. And then Neji, the Kiba fight, I mean, it was with Kiba, and I wasn't really that interested in their fight. In fact, I'm pretty sure I remember watching a fight, but not knowing what either of their names were, because they're just like Sound 4, bro. If you could even remember like two of their names, which would be legendary, you go down in history for just remembering their names, bro. Because they're just so forgettable. They don't ever show up again. They show up once and that's it. Characters like that, unless you're like Zabuza, who had like the biggest impression of the series, which, like, if you think about it, if Zabuza wasn't in Naruto, Naruto wouldn't be as strong as he is right now. And maybe Kishimoto would have to buff Naruto and not nerf him. So, I mean, those two would try to attack Naruto. They wouldn't even get close to him unless they both would get stabbed with chakra chains. Like, I don't know how many times I have to reinforce this, but like, they're the weakest villains in the series, bro. So, just tossing a couple chakra chains, they still wouldn't be able to do anything because they would get their chakra sucked out of them. And then, after he finishes taking their chakra, like a freaking vampire, like Dio coming after the Joestars. Oh, hey, look, the dog came back. Would you look at that? Okay, every time I want to talk, okay, I see. You done? Alright. I just made a joke about freaking Dio going after Joestars. Okay, so after he finishes taking those two weirdos' chakras, which, surprisingly enough, they're brothers, even though they look like sisters, but okay. I mean, come on. Hishimoto just had to sprinkle a little bit more trap in the series, because if Haku wasn't bad enough. I mean, those two guys weren't as big as traps as Haku was. So I guess you could just let that slide. But yeah, they would still get trapped just like Jirobo, and would have the chakra sucked out of them just like Jirobo. And Mr. Sniper here would still end up just taking out most of the team, because Choji wouldn't be able to deflect it, so he would get hit. Not much he could do about that. And then, I mean, Shikamaru can't really do anything against him, because he could only hold so many arrows that are just blasted with enough force to at least take out the same amount of tunings that Shikamaru was able to carry with their Shadow Possession Jutsu, which, I mean, just the power alone from that could probably rip apart Kakashi, but he's not Kakashi level anyway. But like, just the off chance that Kakashi would get hit by one of those, he wouldn't be coming back unless he used Kamui. And so, Naruto, it would just be Naruto, Lee. Actually, you know what? No, Lee wasn't even in there. It was Neji. So yeah, it's just Neji, Naruto, Kiba, and Shikamaru. Dang, I forgot all about that. And Choji. I accidentally swapped out Choji with Lee. Nah, Lee still got his freaking legs clapped and his ankles snapped. And with his back is cracked. So yeah, I can't believe I just switched out those two unironically. Nah, Choji gets clapped. Kiba, I mean, he's not as fast as the Naruto in this What If. And we all know Naruto wasn't about to be able to dodge those. So he would still get clapped. So it would just be Neji. I was about to say Lee again. Neji and Naruto. So three of the already members, just like with, you know, the Sound 4, those three members are now gone. So it would just be Mr. Sniper and Tayuya before, you know, Kimurari shows up at least. It would just be Mr. Sniper. I'm just going to call him that because literally it's the only thing he's good for. So, you know, Mr. Sniper would end up trying to do the same thing that he did in the original with Neji, except it wouldn't go as well for him because Naruto's there, and Naruto is kind of busted. Like, if you give Naruto any ability besides the ones that he already had, he's kind of busted, if you ask me. Like, he's kind of overpowered. Even if you give him the Sharingan, just the base one, he's still powerful. So, I mean, Mr. Sniper would be pretty much taken out fast, even with his sweaty armor. You know, man's just straight up a Fortnite sweat, bro. He got that armor for days, dude. But nah, he would still get taken out pretty fast. Neji would end up being seriously damaged. And Mr. Sniper would end up getting taken down because they're in that area full of trees. So Naruto could just spam wood pillars, bro. And wood prisons. He could just constantly spam it, bro. He doesn't even have to use the chakra chains as much as he needs to, because when he faces off against him, he'll know that he's a bigger threat than the other two that he just took out. Or technically three. Because even though those two are separate people, yeah, those two brothers, yeah, they're separate people, not just one guy controlling two people. Nah, those are actually two separate entities, two separate people. Naruto would end up taking all three of those guys out. I already explained that. So, I mean, he could just spam wood pillars on Mr. Sniper. And even if he were to manage to escape and he couldn't keep doing wood pillars, he would just make wood pillows. I just said wood pillows. Okay. Wood pillars on top of those wood pillars. It would end up using the chakra chains as a way of taking away more chakra. So that way he doesn't actually have to worry about using up all of his chakra. And so, I mean, he would just end up getting trapped in a wood prison. They would all just be hanging from trees. Not like I'm about to kill you and put you on a noose type of way. Like stuck in the wood prison with the wood prison attached to the tree. So they're practically just hanging from the trees. Talking about Vietnam, they're coming from the trees. They're on top of the trees. Nah, but you know, those pretty much everybody in the Sound 4 except for Tayuya is practically bodied and is in a wood prison. So they would be chasing after Tayuya and Choji, Shikamaru, and the other guy that I can't remember his name, Kiba. They would end up being taken away to the hidden leaf by a shadow clone. So they would think that the mission's too much for them, but the messenger wouldn't be able to get there enough and fast enough time, so they were just sending Guy. But by then they would have already caught up with Tayuya, because I mean, Naruto would have ended up healing Neji the same way Karin does to Sasuke. As we can see, Uzumaki can do that. So but Neji would be back at full health with full chakra, seeing how he just took some from Naruto. And so the fight with Tayuya, I mean, it went not so good for it didn't go so good for Shikamaru, but with Neji and Naruto, the double N squad, it just isn't good. I'm talking straight gangbang. Like, Tayuya just gets raped, bro. It's not even a fair fight, dude. Because each time Tayuya even tries to use a jutsu, she would either get hit with the air palm, a chakra chain, or a freaking wood pillar. Or he could just use the thousand hands of heaven, which I'll just say that he hasn't learned that yet, or else he would have just completely stomped everybody. The sound force is gone. I mean, Tayuya would still end up getting the same fate as all the rest of her team, as I'm gonna just say this one more time in case you think I'm just trying to skip through their battles. Naruto is busted with the chakra chains. Like, it's probably a good thing he didn't get them in the original, or else all the fights would just be him slapping people with the chakra chain. So, I mean, just like I said, that's what he's doing. And if you tried to say that she would use a sound genjutsu, I mean, sure, you could try to say that, but she wouldn't even be able to summon anything anyway, as Naruto and Neji would end up putting so much pressure on her that she wouldn't even have the time to even set up the hand signs for her jutsu, or even use her flute. And just because, I'm gonna just say that they end up knocking out Tayuya, putting her in a freaking wood prison, it would end up sending her back to the hidden leaf with the rest of the Sound 4. And I will say that the rest 3 end up dying. And we all know that Tayuya ends up hating the Sound 4. She always hated them. So just to spite them, she would end up joining the hidden leaf and would end up stop working for Orochimaru. So I mean, hey, you get like one more character that if you want the ship, then I mean I could do that. It wouldn't be that hard shipping Naruto characters together, especially that we know so much about them now. So yeah, the Sound 4 would just be stuck in prison. Just they wouldn't even be able to work as actual freaking hidden leaf ninja. Nah, if they were to try it, then they would just get executed. Because they executed the third Hokage. And seeing how that happened, you know, you're dead. Because if Karen managed to just be able to walk around in the hidden leaf and not be just killed because of the fact that she's working with Sasuke, who's in the Akatsuki, which would be way more worse than freaking working with Orochimaru, then I'm pretty sure Tayuya would get not as bad as a punishment either. So, Tayuya would end up being a hidden leaf soldier. I would just say soldier and ninja, because they're practically the same thing. Or if you're some ninja, just, I don't know, a toy that just used in battle. Even though we all know Naruto won't let that happen. Danzo, if you're trying to catch this Uzumaki blood, we all know what's going to happen to you. But of course that's not going to happen. Nah, Sasuke still going to fold Danzo. So, Taiya would end up getting beat. And then Kimawari, the knight in shining bones, Mr. I want to be Sans so bad, so my Keke Genkai is literally just trying to pretend to be Sans. Yeah, he shows up and he ends up taking the case with Sasuke in it. And would end up trying to book it. He's gonna try to fold. He's gonna try to dip. Mans wouldn't want the heat. Oh, hey, look, the birds decide they want to hop in on this what if. What y'all gotta say? That's it? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Yeah, they're not speaking human words, but they want to join in. Yeah, apparently these animals are like, they have freaking megaphones or something. Bro, I should even be able to hear y'all. I'm inside my house. Stop, please. Oh my goodness, bro. These animals have some megaphones. I'm inside my house. I'm inside my house. How are y'all this loud? Yeah, I'm just going back inside, bro. Bro, watch me go back to the front door. I decided to go outside in the middle of this video. Yeah, you can't hear them now, huh? Okay. Yeah, I should have just stayed inside, but okay. Yeah. Try my dude, freaking Kimawari would end up trying to dip, which we all know that's not gonna do good, as he would just make a wood wall to stop Kimawari from ending up escaping. And Kimawari would end up trying to use his Kekkei Genkai to stab Naruto and end up paralyzing him, which Naruto would end up using a chakra chain to send it back at Kimawari and end up shooting through the case. It would end up waking up Sasuke way faster than the originals. Well, we're just gonna say that he still gets his power. So Sasuke would end up running away. And Naruto would know that Neji can't handle this guy, as he's a bit too strong. As we saw, he just takes on Rock Lee. So, I mean, Rock Lee was kind of injured, so you can try to say that Kimawari can take on, or can't take on Neji. But, that's headcanon. So, nah. Naruto would end up making a shadow clone, and Gaara would still pull up too. So, we don't even gotta talk about the beating that Kimawari is about to get, bro. We don't even have to talk about that. All I need to say is busted Naruto shadow clone and Gaara, the Tunja Cherokee, just pull up with Neji, who's at full energy and health. So that's not ending up good for him. They just gonna bully him. It's just not even gonna be fair. It's like three of the strongest characters at the moment just all up on you. Like, what's good, fam? You talking all that shit? Okay. So, I mean, Naruto versus Sasuke in the Valley of the End. Sasuke would know that he can't be talking. He would just know that he's immediately gonna have to be ready, and he's immediately gonna have to go all out. So he would go Curse Mark Stage 2. It would end up running at Naruto, thinking that he's blitzed him and that he's finally gotten stronger than Naruto, which is gonna take a long time for him to even reach that power level. So Sasuke trying to blitz Naruto. He would end up trying to run behind Naruto, which Naruto would just do a spinning back kick. I mean, hey, bro. All I gotta say is that spinning back kick, bro. It's gonna be like a concussion to this man, bro. 47 concussions, one knockout, one sleeper agent to this man. It's gonna be out for him. And so Sasuke would end up trying to get his bearings, since my man just got not only knocked off of Hashirama's head, but getting a full powered spin it back kick down, and would end up slamming to the bottom of the freaking Valley at the End, bro. Like, that's gonna be a big concussion, bro. Like 365 concussions, rapidly having to press the breathe in, breathe out button. He's not gonna be doing good. And so Sasuke would know that he can't keep up with Naruto. And this much stress getting to Sasuke would end up having him unlock the third Tomoe. And so when he sees that he can finally see things starting to slow down way better, he would realize that he has unlocked the next stage of the Sharingan, which would make his confidence end up boosting, because he can now just barely see Naruto's chakra. The same way like when Naruto had the One Tails cloak on his body, the One Tails version 1 cloak, the way that he was just able to see Naruto's attack just before it hit him, that exact same thing, but basically without the One Tails. And so Naruto seeing this, he would know that he would have to be a little bit more serious and would end up going full power. Because I will say that version Curse Mark version 3 would just barely be able to be about the same power level as Naruto. But in the future, Naruto's just going to be too much for Sasuke, like 6 past Sasuke versus just KCM2 Naruto. And this what if it's just going to be like busted, like my man's is going to be at least barely like, I don't even know what that was. What was that? Oh, I just stepped on. Oh, I just stepped on a toy gun. Okay. Like, I will tell you that 6 Path Sasuke, Naruto would be like Madara with the 10 Tails plus the QB. So, I mean, that just tells you what's gonna happen in the future. And he will end up getting 6 Path Sage Mode, so that's just another buff to add on to this man. So, basically, I'm gonna just skip even further into the future. Naruto versus Momoshiki, he won't even need Sasuke. Now, we're just gonna pull it back. Go all the way back in the past. Pull all the way back up to where I left off. Sasuke would end up getting back up from that massive freaking fatality Naruto just gave him. Wasn't even a fatality, it was a brutality. Man's got blasted, bro. So Sasuke would end up getting back up and would end up performing a fireball jutsu and would see Naruto jump out the way. Would end up trying to blitz Naruto and would try to kick him, which Naruto wouldn't be expecting, but would end up substituting with the shadow clone. And Naruto wouldn't, or not Naruto, Sasuke would end up kicking that shadow clone and thinking that he got Naruto, which Naruto would end up coming from behind. And you know what? Just to put some extra salt on the Uchiha, pull another spinning back kick with a smile on his face. Just the last thing Sasuke sees before he goes flying, which would end up enraging Sasuke even more, which then Naruto would end up making a Rasengan. It would end up rushing towards Sasuke, which would have Sasuke making a Chidori and rushing towards Naruto, kind of the same way they did at the end of the fight, just way, way more faster. And Sasuke's Chidori would end up slicing onto Naruto and Naruto's Rasengan, kind of almost sending this man into the atmosphere, like the same area where planes fly 30,000 feet into the air. The Rasengan was that strong. And just seeing how the way not Naruto Madara regenerated because he had so much chakra. Yeah, well, Naruto's chakra will basically be about the same as Hashirama when he fought freaking Madara. So he would be healing from that simple slice to the chest from Sasuke's Chidori like it was nothing. And then Naruto would end up getting back up after healing. Sasuke would end up falling and would end up crashing through Madara's stone body and would end up hitting the ground with a heavy thud as the ground simply breaks apart the same way Rock Lee's weights did to the ground. So Sasuke would be very, very injured. It would end up deciding no more playing around, time to go Curse Mark Stage 3. And he really thinks that that much power would be able to take on Naruto. And his body would be slowly healing back up as he just has like almost all of his bones shattered except the ones that are basically his last life support from just saving him from just dying right there. And so Naruto would give Sasuke enough time to be able to heal up and would have Sasuke rush him. And Naruto would be surprised with how much strength and speed Sasuke has. It would end up just barely dodging Sasuke's punch to the chest by ending up jumping over his arm. It would kick him just in the face, just a good kick, just the middle of your foot just slamming to that man's face. He's gonna get another concussion from that because Naruto's hits are extremely powerful. Because when it comes to hand combat, he is first gate guy level, so yikes. And by now, I will say that he's second gate guy with his weights lowered. Not taken off, but lowered. Or you could just say first gate guy with his weights taken off and practically going like to the limit of the first gate before opening up the second gate. So Naruto would end up rushing Sasuke and would end up still giving him, like, if you've ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and saw how Star Platinum fights people, that's basically the same thing Sasuke or Naruto's doing to Sasuke, and would end up still doing devastating kicks the same way Midoriya does in My Hero Academia. So, I mean, Sasuke would end up getting obliterated in this fight, but unable to keep the plot going, the plot thickens. Orochimaru would end up coming in to save Sasuke because he will be able to see that Sasuke is just getting slumped and folded. And Orochimaru would think, oh yes, he hasn't mastered the curse mark yet, so I'll just have to come in and stop Naruto. So Naruto and Orochimaru would end up having a round two. And Orochimaru wouldn't be expecting the amount of power that Naruto was tossing at him. It wouldn't be Sannin level, but it should be around high Jonin level. So Orochimaru would be taking a couple devastating blows, but when that happens, he would just substitute and create himself a new body, so that way all those hits that he just took wouldn't really matter. And Naruto would end up using the chakra chains to catch Orochimaru off guard and would slam him down to his knees before trying to kick him again, which Orochimaru would just substitute out the way. Because Orochimaru would know Shadow Clones, so he would just end up substituting the same way Naruto did. And would end up knocking out Naruto with a kick much more powerful than any that Naruto could even produce yet. And so that kick would end up sending Naruto flying into a wall. And before Naruto passes out, he would end up shooting, or not really shooting, more like tossing a shadow clone at Sasuke and putting I was about to just say the freaking Japanese version, but nah, I'll just say the English version, the flying Raiden seal on him, but not on just his clothes that he could just take off and burn. He would end up, or really, he doesn't even wear those clothes anymore after he works with Orochimaru, so I will just say that he does put on his clothes, thinking that Sasuke wouldn't actually just end up changing and burning those clothes. So, Orochimaru would notice that Sasuke has that mark on him, saying that the freaking Flying Raiden seal is black, and Sasuke's freaking Uchiha shirt is black. Talk about the worst time in the worst something dark, huh, emo kid? Sasuke hate, I see. Anyway, so yeah, Orochimaru would take Sasuke when Kakashi would end up pulling up and taking Naruto back. So basically, Sasuke is very, very injured, especially since the fact that he can't keep up the Curse Mark 3 stage anymore and would end up falling out of it. So the amount of pain Naruto put onto his body would be existential. Just the most pain a human could feel. Just crazy amounts of pain. Seeing how almost all of his bones are broken. He has a bunch of bruises. Naruto barely even used any jutsus against this man. He was just smacking him with chakra chains and it's just his fist. So he would be very, very low on chakra. So he's practically just barely clinging on to life as Orochimaru is feeding him chakra. so that way he doesn't end up dying on him. Cause you know it would kind of suck if you're Uchiha that you're finna get his Sharingan from, what you really don't. You end up dying. It would suck if you're quote unquote Uchiha you're finna get your Sharingan from would end up dying on you, and his Sharingan's not even fully mastered or matured. So I mean, Naruto would end up going back to the Hen and Leaf village. Practically, I mean, kind of like Shikamaru, barely injured, but instead now Shikamaru, Neji, and Choji, or not Neji, more like just Kiba, Choji, and Shikamaru would be devastatingly injured. And so, I mean, they'll push through it the same way they did in canon. And so Neji and Naruto would practically be the only ones left of the team that weren't devastatingly injured. And we'll just say that Kakashi was watching the fight the entire time, but knowing that he shouldn't try to intervene because he knows that Orochimaru would also pop up, seeing how he already did that when Naruto was close to beating Sasuke. So he knows if he would have done that, Orochimaru would just popped up faster. It would end up just giving Naruto a curse mark, and he wouldn't be able to do anything unless he also wants a curse mark. So as soon as Naruto gets knocked out, he would end up rushing in, taking Naruto and rushing away. So Naruto still wouldn't have the curse mark, and he's kind of never gonna get the curse mark in this series. So I was about to say Itachi, bruh. No, the Kakashi. You can see how I got those two things mixed up. Itachi, Kakashi. Yeah, Kakashi ends up taking Naruto and going back to the village, and I mean, Naruto would still have his chat with Jiraiya, and so I mean, this is kind of before Shippuden starts now, so I am gonna end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay cool, stay awesome, cause it's your boy McGamer coming at you with another video. Oh hey, look, yeah, I kind of like to watch creepy videos, so stay cool, stay awesome. It's the Kool-Aid Man.